Hello there, welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Legendary artist doing cover records seems to be the trend this week. We're going to stick with it and look at the new album from Peter Frampton entitled Peter Frampton Forgets the Words, which he released on April 23rd. He released this album under the moniker of the Peter Frampton Band. But if you want to lump all of his projects together, I believe this is his 21st record, second or third instrumental project. Really a big fan of the song selection on this album. And it's an interesting project coming from a guy who's very well known for his use of the voice box and for his big tenor, but he's letting his guitar doing the talking on this record, or singing, so to speak. I'm making dad jokes here for this review. But we've been talking about re-recording covers, the whole spectrum, I guess, of reimagining music. And one of my big things, as I've talked about before, when it comes to an album of covers, I really like an obscure song selection from relatively well-known artists. And Peter Frampton is certainly delivering here with this track lineup. I just want to run down it real quick because it was a lot of fun. We open with a Sly Stone track entitled If You Want Me to Stay. Really love that song, very well known. And the nice thing about these covers is that they're pretty much all very true to form. Might be some subtle differences as far as slowing down or speeding up tempos. Might be an instrument omission, or maybe some type of instrumentation that's replaced with another instrument. But the song is immediately recognizable, as are most of these tracks when you listen to them. Second tune, cover of Reckoner, he talks about his son Julian introducing him to the band Radiohead. First album he listened to was In Rainbows, and that song Reckoner just stuck with him. Talks about that. It's one of my favorite tunes, so I was really pleased to see that make the lineup on this album. Moves into Dreamland, a song by Michel Colombier featuring Jaco Pastorius. Mentions in this article wanting to cover something by Jaco. He talks about going through a phase of really being inspired by him, doing a lot of covers of his songs as far as just rehearsal, just to get practice with just his unique placement of notes and his style, which is very impressive. And certainly I can understand why Peter Frampton is such a big fan of the guy. If you've never listened to him, you should definitely check him out. One More Heartache by Marvin Gaye, next song. Just loving the Motown feel, the funk feel on this record, and that is a pretty groovy track. Great cover to include on this record. Does a song Avalon by Roxy Music, Isn't It a Pity by George Harrison. Cool little story included in this article that I'll post with this review about the first time Stephen Stills was hanging out with George, and just some of the songwriting that came out of some sessions that they had together. I don't know why. Stevie Wonder is the next cover. Again, just getting that great Motown feel. Are You Gonna Go My Way? Lenny Kravitz kicks it up a notch, and then we're going to close this thing out with Loving the Alien, interesting cover by David Bowie, definitely an obscure song. The little xylophone bit that kind of reminds me of Love My Way by the Psychedelic Furs is missing from this version, and it's definitely toned down just a little bit, but it's a pretty cool cover. And then he closes the thing out with a song Maybe by Alison Krauss. Again, so a very fun lineup. This thing is 10 songs coming in at 48 minutes. It's a very solid, fun listen. Having said that, I am going to pass on the vinyl for this particular reason. Again, I love the song selection, but there's so many songs from artists like Marvin Gaye, Sly Stone, Stevie Wonder, Lenny Kravitz, David Bowie, just to name a few. All these artists, their vocal harmonies, what their voice as an instrument brings to the table as far as their music is irreplaceable. And it's a lot of fun listening to Peter Frampton have fun with his guitar, filling in those vocal pieces, those vocal melodies. But so many of these songs come from artists that I just feel that vocal element is irreplaceable. And as much fun as I had listening to this, I got a lot on my plate as far as things I want to put into the shelf, so I'm going to have to pass on the vinyl for Peter Frampton. But I certainly would suggest listening to the record. It's a lot of fun. Again, 10 songs coming in at 48 minutes. Not too much of your time. And it's instrumental, something that you can just put on in the background, kick around, maybe dust some shelves, do some of that spring cleaning that we're all in the midst of doing while the weather warms up. But I hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tune into the live show on Sunday nights. Thanks for tuning into the Beat Sessions. We'll see you next time.